Okay, guys, so in this video, I'm going to be basically breaking down how I made over $3,000 in profit today, which is now yesterday because I got lazy in the middle of this video and decided to do it the next day. But I'm recording this, as you can see on the top right, Tuesday, December 30th, 2025. And as you can see here, we've got quite a little bit of money coming in December 29th. So these are payments that entered my account. This is profit, by the way. And we've got over $3,000 in profit. So if you want to go ahead and verify, I added screenshots. 1280 here, 85, 443, 848, $50 here, $80 here. And then this was a deposit the day before for a job that was done yesterday. My guy took the payment. So the payments are a little bit messed up. Obviously, even if I was lying about this 280 here, still be 2.7 grand. I have nothing to lie about. You could check my page. But yeah, over $3,000 in profit yesterday with an online plumbing business at 19 years old. Okay. So, what the fuck is an online plumbing business and how am I making $3,000 in a day at 19 years old doing it? Let me break it down. Let me show you exactly how it works, how I set it up, and how you too can set it up if you are interested in doing something like this. Okay, so how does an online plumbing business work? Basically, the same as a not online plumbing business, except you're not actually going to be doing any of the work. You're just basically going to be sending out contractors to do the work for you. So essentially, you're just marketing and handling management and whatever, and the actual plumbing work needs to be done by a licensed plumber who you are going to be giving the jobs to. Do you need to know anything about plumbing to start this? Absolutely not. I've been doing this for around 2 months now. So I have a little bit of knowledge here and there based on like calls that I've gotten. But to be honest, I probably know 1% of what a licensed plumber does. Genuinely, you couldn't ask me to fix like a toilet clog. Like I don't even know. I honestly I didn't even know what a snake was until a month ago. So you do not need any knowledge in plumbing at all to start this. It's literally just a marketing business, to be completely honest. All you're doing is marketing. The management side of things is super basic and easy too. Really not too much to learn at all whatsoever. It's really just the marketing that's kind of the hard part. Apart from that, it's really just a simple, easy business. And the great thing about it too is it can be completely automated. As I said, all of the actual like hard work is going to be done by contractors. So essentially, once you have the system set up, you can hire a virtual assistant to do almost every single task for you. So genuinely, it's a really good business. I'm really glad that I'm in something like this over something where I have to be fucking brutally like involved all day. Enough yapping. Anyways, I'm going to show you how it kind of works and how you can set it up. So first step of the business, basically, the core of the business, getting leads, people who are interested in people who need plumbing work done. Okay. So that's the first step. You're going to get calls from people who need some type of plumbing service. They're going to call your business, right? And you're going to answer their phone and book them in for an inspection. Okay. How does the inspection work? Basically, you answer the phone. Sorry, just a sec. Funny enough, I just got 2 leads in a row, so I just booked 2 inspections. And so basically, yeah, people are going to call you. They're going to have an issue, and you're going to tell them, hey, we need a plumber to come out to take a look in order to give you a price. We charge $60 for the plumber to come out, but the $60 does get deducted in the end, so you only pay for the service. Most people are going to say, okay. Some people are going to say no, doesn't matter. The people who say no and want a price on the phone, don't even quote them. You have no idea what you're talking about. Those people are usually cheap as fuck anyways, so don't even bother with them. Okay. So that's the next step. And then you're going to have a plumber, a contractor that you have on hand in your phone, or a couple that's basically when you get these appointments, you're going to schedule a time with these regardless. And then you're going to basically find somebody who can accommodate those times. Usually, again, you want to have like a main plumber who's pretty much open for you and open to do your work and your jobs for you. So you'll basically hit him up, tell him, hey, I got this for you, send him all the details. He goes over to the job, the client's house, gives them a quote, takes a look, sees what's going on, does the job, gets paid. Ideally, he's also going there selling something else, whatever. You want to make the most money as possible. Plumber wants to make as much money as possible. But essentially, that's how it works. You're on the phone, the plumber does the job, done. And again, this can all be done with a virtual assistant, right? Not this getting leads, you're going to have to do that yourself, but these things can all be done with a virtual assistant. So you can, again, completely automate the whole management aspect of the business. Okay. So how does this sort of look in time? So yesterday, as you could see, I don't know why it says December 28th, to be honest. I pulled this up today, or it was at like midnight last night. I filtered it to yesterday. It shows December 28th, whatever. Anyways, 41 calls for the day. Again, some of these are cold calls. You're going to get people calling you to like promote marketing services and stuff. But, and then I also do have some detailing leads coming in every day for car detailing, which I do the exact same thing with. But for the most part, I think I got around 15 to 20 leads yesterday. 9 of these converted into inspections. 8 of those converted into actual jobs being done. By the way, once the customer is $60 in, they're pretty much always going to convert into the job no matter what you quote them. So if you get your plumber out to do an inspection, it's almost guaranteed a job. But yeah, so 8 of these jobs closed, and that resulted in the number that you saw above. It was actually over $10,000 in revenue yesterday. And after material costs, paying the plumbers and everything is 3,000 and some change. Okay, so how can you replicate this sort of business? Number one thing, obviously, marketing and getting leads. That's going to be the first step. So this is how you're going to do it, right? I don't pay a single dollar for leads. I haven't paid a penny in my life for a lead. Okay, maybe indirectly, but I don't pay for ads. Never had a single ad, not a Facebook ad, not a Google ad, nothing. Everything that I do, all of these leads come organically through Google My Business. Now, what is Google My Business? Essentially, it is these listings over here on Google that show up when somebody is searching for a specific service. Okay. So for example, somebody lives in the town of Richmond Hill and they're looking for a plumber. Chances are they're going to search up plumber Richmond Hill. Okay. Now, a couple of businesses are going to show up in the top 3 here, which like 90% of the calls are going to go to. Okay, because nobody's pressing more businesses and then scrolling down to the bottom to find a business to call, right? They're almost always going to call one of these top 3 based on, I guess, what their personal preferences. Right. So as you can see, first on here is Plumber Done Right of Richmond Hill, which just so happens to be owned by yours truly, me. So yeah, as you can see, Plumber Done Right of Richmond Hill, Ontario, manage this business profile. Basically, whenever somebody's in the town of Richmond Hill and they're looking for a plumber and they search up plumber Richmond Hill, or if they are around the area and they search up plumber near me, my business will show up first more often than not. Okay. And I actually have more than one of these locations, of course. So as you can see here, I've got just 4 pulled up in the screenshot. But for every small surrounding area of the Toronto area here, I have a new Google business profile, and these all generate leads locally within their area. Okay. And then obviously I've shown these multiple times on my page, but I pulled up a couple just to kind of prove to you that I do own these Plumber Done Right franchise locations. So here's one business profile manage. Here's another one here. I have a ton more. I've showed them a million times if you want to go through my page, but essentially, that is how it works. And basically, the main thing is really after you do get these profiles listed, you just got to get them to the top so that they start getting calls, right? So how do we actually get these profiles to the top? Well, first of all, by the way, it does take a little bit of work to list it on Google. Basically, Google goes through a verification process to verify that your business is actually a real existing operating business from the address that you listed on. Now, do I operate 30 different or 20 different plumbing businesses through 20 different addresses? Absolutely not. This part needs to be faked, okay? Unless you want to spend $20 million on the offices and employees to staff out like locations for a plumbing office. Absolutely not. So this needs to be faked. But once you do get that faked, and it's not that hard, honestly, it's a lot easier to fake it than to do it for real. Then you can start ranking these pages. So what causes these pages to show up in the top 3? The number one thing is going to be the reviews and the rating. So the review count, you want it to be within 20% of the top 3. So let's say I wanted to put a new profile in Richmond Hill, and I see that the third guy here has 29 reviews. I would, at the very minimum, want my page to have within 20% of this. Okay. So that would be, let's say, probably like 22. I don't know. I'm not that good at math. But off the top of my head, 20% less than 29 is probably like 22. So I want like 22 reviews. And then the other factors we're going to make sure those are unlocked so that we can actually push above these profiles, even though our reviews aren't as good. And mind you, this guy's at a 4.9. It's pretty easy to be at a 5 star. You just don't get a 1 star review when you're at a 5 star. So it's honestly, it's really easy to be at a 5 star. So basically, yes, send the review link to all of your friends, all of your family. You can get 20 like that. Ask some random people at school, at work, at the mall. Ask someone a coffee. It's like, can you review for coffee? Literally find a way to get 20 reviews. It's not that hard. Okay. And then obviously too, you want to be looking at specifically cities with less competition so that the amount of reviews that you need per Google business profile is going to be less, because the ones with more competition, you're going to need more reviews on. Okay. So that's just a quick tip. And then after that, we want to make sure that the name aligns with what people are searching for. So as I was showing the example, most people in Richmond Hill who are looking for a plumber are going to search up plumber Richmond Hill. Okay. More than plumbing Richmond Hill or plumbing near me, right? People are searching up plumber typically. Plumber Richmond Hill, plumber near me. So that's why in my name, I specifically have plumber over plumbing. Okay. So you want to basically do a little bit of, and this is mostly common sense too, but you can do a little bit of keyword research as well, which is honestly really easy. Just go on SEMrush keyword overview tool and see what people are searching for. It's really not hard at all. And just make sure that your name aligns with what is most commonly being searched. Okay. Then the actual page itself. So you basically have an area to leave a description. As you can see, you can add services, add products, reviews, photos, posts, and all of these sort of areas on your page. You also want to be adding those specific words that people are searching for, because that's going to help your page be deemed as more relevant from Google to those searchers and then show up higher as a result, and then you get more business. Also going to be pretty important. So you do want to have a proper looking website. Again, a lot of people stress SEO on websites, but not a lot of people stress SEO on your Google business page. And in my experience, the SEO on the website matters not much at all. To be completely honest, you could quite literally do no SEO. And as long as you have every other factor in place, or even most of them, you can rank first in your city. So SEO on the website, I would say, is probably your last priority, but you do want to make sure that your website at least looks presentable and clean and trustable, so that people who do click on your profile and maybe want to check out your website before giving you a call will see that your business looks legit and you don't get a drop off in conversions just because of the fact that your website's ugly. Okay, so that's basically all. And then, small things as well. You want to have good photos. You want to have nice photos. You don't want to put like stock images. You also don't want to have two photos across the whole page. You just want to basically generally have a professional looking, proper looking business. And then that'll basically maximize the amount of calls you can get based on your ranking and also conversion. Okay, so now you figured out how to get calls. What are you going to do with these calls? How are you going to turn them into money? So like I said, for me personally, and this is usually going to be the most profitable, I contract all my work out to a different company or a different individual, I guess, plumber. But there are other ways to make money doing this. So you can sell each call directly for around $50 to $100 each. Because if you think about it, right, let's say, 1 second. I literally just got another 2 leads. Honestly, I probably made like $500 while making this video. But anyways, okay, where was I? So you can sell these leads easily. People are paying $50 to $100 on Google Ads per call, 100% easily. So you can literally just go ahead and find literally same thing for rank and rent. I'll actually explain that first. But you basically get these profiles up, and instead of selling per call, you give people a flat retainer. Hey, for $2,000 a month, I'll forward every single call I get from this profile, and whatever you want to do with it, you get to do with it. Just give me my $2,000 for the month and we're good to go. So these are usually not going to make you as much money if you have this well set in place. Okay, if you're like lousy, you're not answering your calls, you're not able to find a good plumber, then you're going to make more money doing this. But if you're locked in and you know what you're doing, you're going to make a lot more money doing this. And as for these, if you want to find somebody to just send your calls to, you don't want to deal with managing anything, just literally go ahead, cold call some plumbers who are running Google Ads already and offer them what you are offering, which is $50 to $100 per lead, or whatever retainer you want per month for your profile, whatever makes sense. And this is going to be a lot easier, by the way, to close than something like a cold call. because the results are upfront, right? They're getting results before they're paying you. It's not like, oh, give me $2,000 and then maybe these ads will convert. So these are really easy to sell. You can find somebody within like 30 minutes of cold calling. Just call up a couple of businesses that are running Google Ads, and you'll probably find somebody willing to pay you around $100 a call for your leads. Okay, but like I said, if you do this properly and execute, contracting the work is going to be by far the most profitable way. Okay, so how are we going to do that? First thing is we're going to need to find a plumber. Okay, so how are we going to find a plumber? Basically, the best places are on marketplaces as well as Google My Business and in your close circle or referrals. So my best plumber, I literally got him on Facebook Marketplace, and he referred me to every other plumber I've worked with, and they've all just been amazing. Like they've been great. So quite literally, just go on Facebook Marketplace and see these guys. Usually they're going to be working a full-time job and they're looking for side jobs, which is good because they would be open to a very, very reasonable percentage split. I like to do 60-40, where I keep 40% of the profit and they keep 60% of the profit. Right. So most of these guys are going to be open to that because they don't get jobs themselves and they do want side jobs, right? They want to make some extra money. So basically, Facebook Marketplace, go message some of them and message them something like this. Hey, I have a local plumbing company and I get around 5 to 10 calls a day, blah, 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 blah. Talk to them for a second, get their phone number or give them your phone number, and then hop on a call with them, see whether they are, potentially a good fit for you. If they are a good fit and you feel like they are a good fit, send them a job, right? See how they are. And then from there, if you think that you can establish a long term relationship with this plumber, because with these plumbers, you do want to have more of a relationship, sort of like a business partner relationship compared to like an employee boss type of thing. You want your plumber to feel like you want him to be good. It's in your incentive and in his incentive too, right? Because you want him to be happy, you want him to feel good, you want him to go to all of your jobs and treat the customers like their own, and sell the customers, get as much money as possible from each customer. So it's in your best interest to treat them well and sort of build like a proper relationship. And also, um, it just makes it easier for you because it'll make it a lot more organized. You don't have to worry about him scamming you and taking your money and stuff. You can set him up on your own payment processor, so he's taking payments through your processor, and it just makes your life a whole lot easier if you have a good relationship with your plumber. So once you do maybe one or two jobs together, hop on a Google Meet. Lay out some expectations, how you want this business to run. Talk about like growing together as a team and whatnot. And then that's kind of how you're going to establish that sort of a relationship. But anyways, so you find your plumber. Again, you book the inspection when the inspection or when the lead comes in. And then you're going to throw those details into your Google Calendar or whatever calendar you're using, as well as your CRM. Now, if your plumber is also in your CRM, that's nice because then they can see all these details. But if you are just starting off, I literally just recommend using your Notes app, maybe Google Sheets if you want to track everything. But to be honest, Notes app, Google Calendar, and just text message. Right? Message your plumber the details or call them, give them a call, say, hey, are you available this time, this place? Yes or no. Boom, send them the job. Done. That's it. And let them deal with everything else, because again, you don't want to be in, this is like we want this to be as automated and online as possible, right? I guess you don't have to leave your house, but you also don't want to be on the phone all day and managing and babysitting people. So let them take care of it, send him to the inspection, and then he'll basically take care of everything. Either attach him to your payment processor so he can take credit card payments or whatever. In Canada, we use e-transfer, so I just give him my e-transfer email to take payments. But yesterday, as you could see, it was a huge mess. I was getting e-transferred from a bunch of different plumbers through different sort of areas. It was a stack day. There was just a ton of jobs. So yeah, I was getting e-transferred here and there. And honestly, man, I'm cool with my plumbers taking the payments. I believe, like, I don't think they're lying or scamming to me. I have a good relationship with them. I treat them well, so I just let them take the payments now and transfer me the difference. So yeah, I let them take the payments because I don't really care enough. And yeah, that's basically how the whole business model works. From there, this is how you're going to scale. Basically, going to put up more Google business profiles, So you're going to get a new place that you want to verify your page on, not physically get a new place, just like find a new location where you want to get your page listed. Again, look at the searches there, how many people are searching for that service. Look at the competition there, who you're competing against, and how easily it is to get into that top 3 ranking. And then you're going to basically do the exact same process, rinse and repeat, do all of those SEO things, get all those reviews. Then you're going to hire a virtual assistant and train them. Basically, all you got to do is find a virtual assistant, use Upwork or onlinejobs.ph. Those are the best. Hire from the Philippines or South America. Philippines, I tend to notice, are the best. Hire somebody who does not have a thick accent, preferably no accent at all. And honestly, I prefer males, just personal preference. I think they just work better, not in like a sexist way. I just genuinely think that they're just better at taking plumbing calls. So I don't know. That's just my personal preference, but it doesn't really matter. So hire a virtual assistant, let them take all your calls, do all your management, book every job in, talk to the contractors, whatever, do all of that kind of stuff. And then you want to get more organized at some point. So get a CRM, add your plumber there, make sure everything is like, sort of linked between the two of you. You guys can see everything. Everything is smooth. You don't have to do a bunch of extra stuff just to get some information relayed. Hire more plumbers if you need to, right? If you're booking out 10 jobs a day, realistically, a plumber should only be doing 2 to 3. I mean, they could probably handle more, but you don't want to give them the benefit of the doubt and give them like 5 jobs a day, because then they're just going to waste them. They're not going to care about selling. They're just going to be like in and out, trying to get them all done. Just give them like 2 or 3 so they can make use of it, get the most amount of money possible per job. And then you also want to train your plumbers to sell. Okay. You want them, and again, a lot of these, if you have a good plumber, he's going to know how to sell. But a lot of these plumbers who don't get that much work as it is, you're gonna want to train them, because the reason they don't get that much work is because they're just not that good at selling themselves. Okay, so you want to teach them basically how to sell stuff. Again, this is pretty simple. ChatGPT it, or I don't know, watch a sales training video and literally just tell them what to do. But literally just teach them how they can get more money per customer, what kind of things they can upsell and stuff like that. And of course, they want to make more money too, so they are incentivized to do that as well. And that's essentially it. That's literally how the business model works. Again, the main thing is getting these Google business profiles set up and then getting them ranked in the top 3, and then adding more cities as you progress. So like I said, I have around 15 cities. That's making me on average around $1,000 a day in profit. But yesterday was just a really good day. So I made over $3,000 in profit yesterday. And that's how the whole business model works. So if you're interested in setting something like this up, if you want to, book a call with me. We can talk about a game plan to set it up, and whether you want to work with me directly. I offer that sort of thing as well. So I'll leave that link in the description, and then I'll leave my Instagram as well. So if you want to follow me